Hey guys, so Lord here, back in with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the most disappointing, unfortunately, figure from the Cosmic Legion's Outpost Zaxxius wave, at least for me. That is the Sphexxian Miner, aka the Cavern Sphex. And we're going to get into why that is in just a moment here, but of course this is brought to us by the fine folks over at Horsemen Studios, who will remain fine folks for this video. This isn't going to be like when I get something bad from Hasbro or Mattel, where I bash the crap out of them with a good old 1-2, what for, as they say. Because I know that Horsemen will make good on this and help me out, or at least take into consideration what the problem is. So, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, however, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all the Cavern Sphex has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a pair of extra hands. Now, he doesn't come with the freaking Sphexxian hands pack like the other two did, the Block Commander and the Prison Guard, but he does come with the open hands, and he comes with the grip hands with the appropriate hinge for holding weapons. Is it the appropriate hinge? No, it's not. It's the incorrect hinge for holding weapons. Sad face, but he does come with them. He also comes with a pair of extra Sphexxian arms, which is awesome because I'm going to throw these on my Poxus. I was actually hitting up a good friend of mine, see if he had any extra Sphexxian arms lying around, and I hope I don't have like two of the same one on the figure, like a total nincompoop. I don't think I do. They're very symmetrical. I think I just gotta turn this around, and there. I think that's good. I think I just had it turned or something, but there you go. You get two extra Sphexxian arms. Those are pretty helpful, not gonna lie. So I will definitely be using these on my Poxus, in lieu of his bug wings being too big and taking up a ton of space. That said, this guy, of course, has the bug wings on him, because I'm going to keep my Sphexxian's uniform, at least for now. We also get this crazy alternate head complete with Krampus tongue and open mandibles. I don't know about the open mandibles, but I'm definitely using this head with the tongue. That is freaking awesome. That looks so sick. I really like that. I'm surprised the one of the other ones doesn't have this, because this is a pretty gnarly looking head sculpt. Looks more evil than anything, and I think this guy's supposed to be a good guy, so it's interesting. Then he also comes with the big drill blaster cannon thing, kind of like the Olek Thygar Deluxe had. He had something like this. I don't know if he had the big drill or if he had a big jackhammer kind of end on it, but you can take this off and put it back on. Sad face, this doesn't turn. Like, really? This should have been like a circle instead of a rectangle, but whatever. What can I say? Sometimes I want a little bit of action with my action figures. So, what seems to be the problem with my Cavern Sphex here? Well, I'll tell you. He falls down. The feet are loose as heck on this guy, and that sucks. Like, we're talking Covenant of Shadow looseness here, and for those of you who collect Mythic Legions, you know that reference. The hips aren't that great. I could probably deal with the hips if the feet weren't so darn loose, but I've decided to become mean, and no, I've decided that, you know, I need my figure to stand up and not fall down all the gosh darn time, and the only way to do that is to have rock solid hips and rock solid ankles. The knees are fine on him, actually. I don't have a problem with the knees, but it's like, I don't know what is going on with 4-H lately and all the looseness. You know, I've sent him plenty of emails. Hey, this is loose. Hey, this is loose. Hey, can you hook up a replacement part? This is loose, and not, you know, cooperate. But yet, we still get loose parts. I'm hoping that this is the last wave that's a problem in, because Necronominus had new tooling. This wave did not. It is tooling shared with the first couple Cosmic waves. So my guess is maybe it's just a tooling issue with the Cosmic figures. And it seems to be a Cosmic heavy issue. I've gotten some Mythic figures with loose joints, but usually it's one on a single figure. Cosmic, between the Walter the Mad figure, this guy, and the Operative 83, the Manny-Faces tribute, lots of loose joints. I don't know what's going on there, but hopefully the Horsemen will come through, make good on it. That said, I still haven't gotten my Poxus replacement parts as the time I'm recording this video, which is about a couple of weeks before it goes live. So hopefully they'll just send everything at once. I'm trying not to cost them too much in terms of shipping, because I know it already costs enough to replace parts as it is. But as far as articulation goes, we're gonna muscle our way through this here. Fight our way through this, I should say. He's got the ball joint in the head, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this head's coming off. This head's going on. Hopefully, get this head on. There we go. Because that looks freaking sweet. I love this head sculpt. The thing is awesome. Again, I might switch out the mandibles, but for now, I'll leave in the open ones. Just to keep this as short as I can. So I don't want to waste too much of your time with that. That said, as far as these antennas go, they're a little tricky to line up. There's one. And his mouth is all like gummy and stuff. You don't gotta worry about breaking anything there. See, this is why visually impaired guys shouldn't be making toy reviews. Can't figure out where this darn thing goes. There it is. There you go. After a bit of self roasting there, we got the head on. And look at how awesome that is. That's freaking amazing. Almost used a potty word there. Do those Turtles of Grayskull videos. I think I need to knock that off for a little while. As far as the shoulders go, they will move forward and back. He does have a hinge there. His shoulders have always been tight. On all the Sphexxians, the shoulders are always tight. They are rock solid. I think I only had one loose joint on a Sphexxian, the waist on the prison guard, but this guy's is about the same. So I'm not too whatever about that. They do have elbow, swivel, and a hinge. Again, not that loose. I mean, I guess it kind of is, but he's got the big drill thing. It's kind of to be expected, right? He's got a swivel in the gauntlet there, as well as the wrist. What kind of hinge? Yeah, he's got the wrong hinge for holding weapons. Come on, man. Come on, man. These don't feel like they plug in all the way. Is this in there all the way? It is. It's just not the tightest thing ever. And then the little arms, they do have the hinges. And the rotation there. He's got the swivel hinge elbow there. And the swivel in the little claw. I will say, these claws are not as tight as the previous two Sphexxians. So they do move out of your way. That is nice. Or you don't got to worry about breaking them as much. He does have a neck joint, but it's pretty locked in there. His torso is on a ball joint. You can hinge it back. Not really forward, but it does rotate. Again, not the tightest rotation, but he does have a lot of stuff going on. And it is kind of warm, truth be told, where I'm at. Ironically, it does warm up in upstate New York, but that's no excuse for the hips. Hips are too loose. Like, when I was trying to pose this guy for the Final Thoughts and or URL shot, he kept wanting to do the splits, and that's no fun. Nobody wants to deal with that. He does kick forward and back. He's got a thigh cut, single knee, swivel below the knee. If I can get it to work here. There you go. And then he's got a swivel in the foot with a hinge and a rocker. Like, literally every other joint I can deal with, like the elbows, the wings. The wings are, of course, on the disc hinge joints. They rotate, they hinge out, back down. And full disclosure, if you put the Sphexxian arms on here, these ports do kind of widen up a bit. So the wings might be a little looser than if you don't do that. So if you want to have them with the wings, just put the wings on. Instead of monkeying with those arms, because there's no other place for those to go, and you don't want to have loose wings. His wings are a little loose, but that's because of that's the nature of the beast, man. So that's not really an issue unless you put those Sphexxian arms back there, which again the ports could tighten up. I think it's cold out, so we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, the loose joints on this guy, at least in the legs, sucks so hard, because this is probably, I would say, for my money, the best Sphexxian in the line. He doesn't have the most accessories, but he's the coolest looking. I love the albino look, the kind of underground albino aesthetic this guy's rocking is really cool. It's very unique compared to the other two, which seem very uniform. And he's got the coolest head sculpt. He's got the freaking predator mouth with the Krampus tongue sticking out. So yeah, I'm a big fan of that. But what I'm not a fan of is the loose joints. So I'm hoping 4H comes through with some replacement bits and lets the factory know, hey, this isn't okay. This is starting to become a widespread issue. And it is a widespread issue. It's not just me being crazy. I've talked to a couple people about loose joints on their figures, and they've said that they've noticed similar issues. So hopefully things get fixed in time for Necronominus, to say the very least, because that's my beloved skeletons, and I don't want to make some salty poopy pants videos about those. So before we wrap this up, let's bring in our two regulars, the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibulus. Speaking of Mythic Legion skeletons, how's that for a segue? Suck yeah! Then we also have the infamous 11 Spawn, who I'm very curious. It's been a while since I looked at one of these Sphexxians. He is a little taller in the Sphex, but look at how much plastic you get with the Sphex. So much plastic! So with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and out of all of the figures from the Cosmic Legion's Outpost Zaxxius wave, it pains me to say that the good old Cavern Sphex, aka the Sphexxian Minor here, is the most disappointing. Not because it's a particularly bad figure, it's not. It's probably the best Sphexxian we've ever gotten, and the open mouth head sculpt, complete with Krampus tongue, might I add, is absolutely, truly amazing. But the sheer looseness of the hips and feet, at least on my figure, is, we'll say, Covenant of Shadow level bad. And for those of you who collect Mythic Legions, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I make a reference such as that. So, with that being said, instead of crying about it, I'm going to ask that if any of you out there have similar issues, such as myself, let the Horsemen know. Contact customer service via the email they give you literally every week on the 4 Horsemen O'Clock show over on the 4 Horsemen Studios YouTube channel, and let them know that, hey, this is a problem. They will fix it, I assure you, but they are not going to fix it if all you do is go on the Mythic Legion's Cabal or Cosmic Cabal and whine and cry like babies. We gotta act like adults here and let them know that there are issues with the figures when there are issues with the figures. It's free to do, people. It's not that hard. If I can do it, and I'm visually impaired and, you know, not the brightest bulb in the box, to say the very least, then anyone can do it. So let's band together, and when there's a problem, let them know. Don't be a jerk. Just be mature about this whole thing. And just let them know that there's problems and they will fix it. Because if there's one thing I don't want, is my Necronominous Wave and All-Star 6 to have these same issues, because those are my beloved skeletons, and I don't want a bunch of boneheads falling on their bony butts when I get them in hand, after waiting quite a bit of time for them, might I add. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.